morning. And happy Thursday. We are here with new streaming network, Home, Going Solo, Going Bold, WGSN-DB, Going Solo Network, #1. Welcome to your Health Vibes with Elana. I'm your host of your Health Vibes with Elana. My journey is to raise your heart, body, soul vibes to the next level so you can transform your life today. Yeah. And today the topic is finding inspiration with the one, the only, my soul sister, Ellen. Woo! Come on down. Hello, Ellen.
Hello. I am so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
I am just so happy. We just have been looking forward to this day, and something funny started off. The reason I was laughing so hard I couldn't even get out anything is right before I went on, I was told I had something in my teeth. So let's be vulnerable. Tell your friends when you have something in your teeth so you don't look like you have something the whole time. And when you get off, you say, "You didn't tell me." All right. Let me take a deep breath. And let's get this party started. Hello, Joe! Woo! Welcome. We're just having too much fun already.
Exactly.
If you can just tell a little bit about yourself, and then we can kind of deep dive into some amazing stories that you have to share. I want the world to get to know who Ellen is.
Absolutely. Thank you for that beautiful introduction. You always make my heart feel so good. I am Ellen Begay, and I'm an inspiration guide, an artist, and a passionate advocate for living a connected and meaningful life. And what that means is I help people find inspiration when they are feeling stuck or lost or just sinking and need somebody to be there. I also am an artist. You can see some of my stuff behind me. I make what I call neck zen, which are necklaces that you can look at when you're having anxiety attacks. And I'm sure we will cover all of that today.
Yes.
But you're talking about stories. And one of my favorite stories to share is actually from over a decade ago. And a bunch of my friends and I decided we were going to do the Manitou Incline. And the Manitou Incline is something that you'll have to look up online. It's about, somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 steps up and about 2,000 feet gain in altitude. So
Wow.
it's not easy. We did it twice. The first time we did it, it was a whole bunch of people. It's where I met my best friend, and we're best friends today from it. And it's tough. And at the time, I still smoked cigarettes, and I have quit since then. Thank you very much. But we were going up this, and I knew I was the one that was going to be holding everybody back. So I told everybody, go on ahead of me. Don't go slow. I'll just do what I do. Right. So as I'm going along, there's other people. This magical thing happens on the side of mountains. People cheer each other on because we're all in it together. We're all miserable. We're all anxious to get to the top. Well, the first time that we did it, we didn't make it to the top. There's a little breakaway point, and we all decided, we're not going to make it. Let's turn around and let's go get margaritas. So we did. And about a year later, we all decided we want another chance. We want to take it to the top. We found out that breakaway that we thought was halfway up was actually 3/4 of the way up. So we were almost at the top when we gave up. So this time I started telling everybody the same thing again. You guys go at your pace. I don't want to hold you back. You do you. Well, this time my husband, Adrian, said, "Nuh-uh, I'm going up with you. We're in this together this time. I said, awesome. Okay, let's do this. So we're going, and I'm looking at the top of the mountain, and I'm going, okay, I can do this. I can do this. And I kept taking my breaks, and I kept getting down on myself because I would take about 5 steps, and then I would have to stop and catch my breath. Again, smoker lungs and 2,000 feet in elevation really fast is going to do a lot to your lungs when you're in a good position, healthy position.
Right.
So we kept taking the stops, and Adrian could tell that I was really getting discouraged. And he said, I keep seeing you looking at the top of the mountain. Why are you looking up there? And I said, because that's my goal. I know where I'm going. I see it. I can get it. That's where I'm going. And he said, you know, that mountain hasn't moved in billions of years. It's not going anywhere. Turn around and see how far you've come. And I did. And we were about halfway up. I couldn't believe it. I turned around. I looked. I could see all the stairs behind me. Oh, Joe, I love that you go on the hikes with the dogs. Love the dogs. Shout out to the polka dogs.
Thanks for showing up today. We love you.
Yes. So I kept going, and I kept going. And we made it to the top. I have a picture of me laying at the top of the
Woo!
And it was the most amazing thing I've ever done. And some people can look at that story and say, you just said this was over a decade ago. Why are you still shining like it's this right now? Well, my husband showed me before it was a popular thing to say everywhere to take it 5 steps at a time. It's okay.
I really like that.
Everything 5 steps at a time. Now, Mel Robbins has 5 steps. AA has 1 step. You know, everybody has their steps, but it's all in that same ideal of you don't have to conquer that entire mountain right now.
Ooh,
if all you take is 1 step forward, or as Jen B likes to say, at 1%, you're still moving forward. Joe, I didn't know that you did the Manitou incline.
You two should have a picture and share that, you know, next time, or put it up on, you know, maybe a cool thing to do is inspiration. Have people put something that they never thought they could do, and the final picture of it, you know, could start something like that.
I like that. I may put that on Facebook today.
Yes, I think you should. That's super inspiration, because you are an inspiration. And to pop in, I'll let you finish the story in a second, but the way I met Ellen was through Jen B, and it was love at first sight with us. And I just have to say, Ellen is incredible. The way that she shows up for you, the way that she says she'll be there. She jumped in right away for me when no one else did, and I didn't even know her. And that's the type of person Ellen is. Ellen is an inspiration. Ellen does show up for you, and I just can't wait for you to tell more stories and share about you. So that's my little side note. I had to pop it in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I find now that I am knocking on the door of 50, as I looked through and did all of my trauma work, shadow work, inner child work, whatever space you're in and whatever title you're giving it, as I've gone through all of it, I have never given myself credit for the strength that I have had through everything I have been through. I have parented 2 kids to adulthood. I have one that's fast on his way. I have gone through 2 divorces and have an amazing husband now.
Adrian in the house.
Yes. And the reason I say it isn't to be like, oh, look at me, look at me.
You're not like,
there's so much judgment that goes in to especially anything that women are going through. And when people hear that I have had 2 previous divorces, they don't look at me and say, oh, what was wrong in there that you needed to get out? They look at me and say, oh, you obviously don't commit.
Oof.
You know, there's a great strength that comes along with finding your perspective.
Ooh,
And that is something I like to work with people a lot, because many times when you're in that spiral, and I get in that spiral often. I just had one the other day.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely thank God for our connects.
Yes, exactly. Every morning, Elena, I wake up to a happy message from Elena that just sets my day perfectly and puts a smile on my face. And to be in this space after going through all the troubles with my medications and going through all the troubles with trying to find a counselor, a therapist, a psychiatrist, all of that works within all of the health issues that I have, has brought me to a space where I'm up and moving. Whereas 5 years ago, when the pandemic happened, that was not the case. I was in bed like so many. And now 5 years later, I'm working with horses, equine gestalt, which is amazing.
To tell a little bit more about too, and all these I love that you're celebrating you. I feel that in you, and I see even from the first day I met to even today, your inspiration. You are inspiring the way that you are showing up and the way that you put yourself out there. Can you share a little bit more? As you said, this wasn't always you. What was the change? Or, with also your story, the incline story is amazing and how that's changed your life. Can you give some tips or things like what changed your trajectory? What really made you say, you know what, enough's enough?
Oh, so many things. So many things.
Because I love you have so much to share.
Well, and here's the thing. When we are going through life, we wear so many hats. Mm-hmm. I used to be in the mortgage industry. I was a processor. So I was the one that was sending your loans to the underwriter to get approved so you could buy a house. Mm-hmm. You have to follow rules that you don't agree with and back them up to people who don't want to do those things.
Right.
And so you have this hat that you have to put on where it's, look, either you provide the documents or you're not going to get a loan. That's the long and short of it. Mm-hmm. And the more I looked at that and how I was parenting, talking to my husband, talking to my family, talking to my friends, everything started becoming either this or this. That's it. I don't have the time or energy for anything else, which did not leave space for anybody else and did not acknowledge anybody else.
Yeah.
And when the pandemic happened, the day of lockdown, I found myself on the phone by the bushes, crying, talking to my therapist, saying, I just want to die. After that, there was a moment where I was in the ER from all of the health issues that were going on. And this was during the pandemic, so nobody else could be in there with me.
Yeah. Oof.
I had a moment where, call it a premonition, call it a vision, call it a dream, call it whatever you're going to call it. But I laid there and had this moment where I saw myself trapped between a tree and a car.
Wow.
I knew that once the car moved, I would no longer be alive. So I went through and talked to every single person that I loved, all of my friends, all of my family, all of my children, everybody. And I said to them what I would want them to say if I were to be talking to them for the very last time. Wow. And when I was done with that, I heard this little voice say, do you still want to die or do you want to keep going? Oof. And another little part of my soul said, I'm not done. Yes. I'm not ready. It's not my time.
No.
I'm going forward. And from that day forward, for the last 5 years, I had been dabbling. I listened to The Secret by Rhonda Bryan, and then I went through and listened to every single teacher that was in there and listened to their podcasts and their books. And I mean, I probably have 100 books in my Audible file. Exactly. But the thing that they all had in common was believing in yourself and manifesting the life that you want.
I love that.
I manifested the husband that I have now.
Yeah, Adrian, you are.
I manifested the home that I have now.
Yes.
And now I am manifesting the health that I have now.
Yes, because can you tell someone what you couldn't have done even 2 months ago? And what you did, just like each day gets better, and just hearing your story, you are such an inspiration. You haven't given up. You're moving forward, and just even the progress that I've seen from the time that I even have known you is a beautiful thing.
Yes, through this journey, I think I mentioned before, I was in bed. I would get up to do my, cleansing, and might have my cigarette and have something to eat. But I wasn't doing a whole lot. And then I would go for a hike and go for 5 miles and then take 4 days to be able to recover. Oh, and Joe, I know you did. You manifesting queen.
Yes,
Joe knows.
Yes.
Joe knows.
We love you, Joe.
But the more I laid there, the more I started listening to these books, and the more I started journaling, and the more I started forgiving myself for not being that perfect mom, for not being the perfect sister, the perfect wife, the perfect whatever.
Wait out loud. What did you do for yourself?
Say that again?
I love what you said, to kind of say you forgave yourself. I think that is having that grace.
Yes. Because the long and short of it is, we can sit there and blame other people for what's going on in our life all we want.
100%.
But the reality is, the only person in your life 100% of the time, from the day that you are born till the day that you die, is you. So why are you listening to people who don't know a damn thing about you?
Yes,
Telling you where you're supposed to be and where you're supposed to go.
Yes.
No more of that. No more of the people pleasing. No more of the I'm putting myself second. You stand up, you find your way, and everything else falls into place. And I never believed it. But guess what? I went for, I love your title, Joe. That is one of my favorites.
Yes.
Chief Inspirational Officer. I love it so much.
100%, Joe.
I went for a 2-mile walk the other day. And then I drove to a Dot Sister meeting, I rode to a Dot Sister meeting yesterday, right after a meeting, came back, had another meeting. I finally laid down around 2:00 for about half an hour. It wasn't days. It wasn't hours. It was 30 minutes.
Yes, Ellen.
So, I love that. So it's one of those things I've always kind of gone through life. If I can do it, you can do it. And people are like, yeah, whatever. Truly, when you get your mind space completely in that positive space, I had to put pause on a lot of people for a long time. I sat at home with nobody else around. And Adrian, thank God for him, would drive me up to the mountains so I could refill my soul. He helps me and I help him every day. And that right there is so much too. Because you get to a point when you're going through these journeys where you have to look at the people in your life and you have to say, this is what's important to me. This is a non-negotiable.
Say it again. It's a what?
It's a non-negotiable. Say it over and over and over again. Find the non-negotiables in your life and stick to them. I have signs and sticky notes all over my door. This is called my Zen den. All over my door. And when I enter the Zen den, it is a peaceful space. If you want to come into my Zen den,
Yeah.
it is a peaceful space. So if you want to talk about troubling things, we'll do it outside.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back in and we will discuss. Not because it's a toxic positivity. I've heard that word thrown out lately. Toxic positivity is when you don't face the things that you're going through and have been through.
Yes.
But when you face it and you do what's called that shadow work, and you talk to that little girl and you say, hey, when those boys were touching you, that wasn't okay. That wasn't flirting. That was a violation of your boundary. And it is time now that you can stand up for that. Yes, these terrible things happened and they suck big time. But if you see who was it? Henry Ford? Either you believe you can or you can't. Either way, you're right.
Ooh, say it again one more time.
Everybody. Either you can or you can't. Either way, you're right.
Oof.
Is so true. Because when you sit and tell yourself, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this, you're absolutely right. You have already convinced yourself you're not going to do it. But when you look at it, you look at that great big mountain, and even if it's I think I can do this, that's all you need. You don't need the confidence of the superhero that's going there going, I'm going to conquer, although it helps. And I love that. The superpower pose. Yes, absolutely. But even saying, I think I can. And even if you only make it halfway your first time, you still did it. You still got out.
That train, what is it? Tommy the train or something? I think I can, or whatever.
Yes. Is that Thomas the Train? Or before that, I think it was another train back in my day.
I think I can, getting up and go. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Yes. On our hikes, there's a song from I'm losing the name of the type of music, from Louisiana.
Oh, I know you're
words escape me. But the song is one that my husband and I sing on our hikes all the time, because when I'm getting to the end and I feel like I just don't have it in me, we both start dancing and we both start singing, feet don't fail me now, my feet don't fail me now, feet don't fail me now, my feet don't fail me now, boo, 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 feet don't fail me now, my feet don't fail me now. Go find that song, because I tell you what, that song will get you through everything and anything in your life.
I love that. That is such an inspiration. It's what you put into it. What I love that you and Adrian can have fun. You can laugh about it. And, in these serious moments, to turn it around to joy. And that's why you're an inspiration. You inspire people to show up. You make them want to live that joy and have fun. And I think you need to market that song, because I could just see everybody bouncing away. I know I will once I start doing it.
Yeah, no, it's an actual song. It's a band that's playing. They've got all the horns going. I mean, it is the best song ever. I will find it and send it to you, because I love it. But yeah, it's whatever it takes, whatever the goofy. You were talking about your feathers today. I love your feathers. I love the magic wand, because how many times do we sit there and we have that voice going, you can't do this. You're not good enough. Everybody else is doing it. They're doing way better than you are, blah, 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 blah. But when you start showing up for yourself, you find people like Elena. You find people like Joe. You find people who lift you up. Joe's morning conversations. It's 7:00 in the morning for me when she goes live. 6:00 in the morning for you.
I get excited because Joe will be like, oh my God, we got Elena from California. You're up so early. And I was like, yes, I am. And I get to see your beautiful face up, on the other side of the country.
Yes. And I have met so many incredible, inspiring women who some of them see it and some of them are just starting to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a beautiful process to watch because I can't think of her name, but the gal that was just found not guilty.
Oh, Karen something, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody pushes you and pushes you and pushes you until you react. And then you're the villain because you reacted to what somebody's been doing to you.
Mm-hmm.
It has gone long enough. And all those women outside that courtroom that were supporting her and crying and because they saw themselves in her.
Mm.
And that is why I do what I do, because I see myself in all these women that are trying to make a change in the world. And however we can help each other and lift each other up, the time of tearing each other down, the time of competition, the time of all that crap is over. You know, a little bit of competition, yes, that's good. That's healthy. We have basketball players. We have Olympic athletes. That competition is important, but not at the expense of somebody else's mental health.
Thank you. Say that again.
Not at the expense of mental health. Your confidence is important. Your ability to keep moving is very important, but not at the cost of somebody else.
Couldn't agree more. With the world and everything that's going on, you're such a beautiful light and an inspiration to others because you talk the talk, you walk the walk, and what you say behind closed doors to someone, you'll say out in the open. And a lot of times Karen Reed, thank you, Joe.
Karen Reed, yes, thank you.
You know, so many times you hear your name being talked about, and then we question, why is it? And then we doubt ourselves. They are talking about us. You want to hear it because you're an inspiration, because you show up. Why do we always go to the negative? So maybe you could share like why you're an inspiration, how you could help someone a little bit get out of that, because we're always so in our heads. That itty bitty shitty committee wants to come in. But we've been through so much, and I love our community, and I love to show up. And what you said, we need to support each other. A healthy, competition to an extent, it's how you do it. It's like, oh, I'm going to get, it's how we say it. It's not like, oh, I'm number one, I'm going to win. And, it's the communication. You always have such a beautiful way you communicate to someone to make them feel seen and shown.
That's the most common thing I hear from people is, wow, I have never felt so seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter if it's something that I empathize because I have been through similar, or I empathize because I understand the feelings that you have right now. I don't understand what you're going through, but I understand those are some heavy emotions that you're trying to work through right now.
And that's what I love.
Just that. Yes. Just that so much can just completely change somebody's entire day. I was at the grocery store the other day, and there was a young man, or whatever they go by.
Yes.
That had long blonde hair and then red and blue at the tips, and it looked awesome.
Yeah.
So when I got done with my groceries, ringing up my groceries, I put everything in my cart and I started walking out, and I looked him in the eye and said, "You look so amazing." And to watch this person's demeanor go from hunched forward like this, like they're just having the worst day ever, to just shining within that 1 second of taking the time to tell somebody something nice. Who knows what kind of person he had dealt with right before I was there. We all know what customer service is like. And if you don't, you'll spend 6 months in it. You'll be nicer to everybody.
Yes, 100%. And that's what I love about you. And I love your energy, and you're not afraid. Like, that's why I think you and we see people so on the same level. just people want to be acknowledged. And that's what I love about you. That's why you're an inspiration, because you acknowledge someone. You will take that time knowing if I just say one thing, I can make a difference in someone's life. And that's what I love about it. You're not afraid to say how you feel to someone else. And so many times we're so afraid to say our feelings. Or I compliment someone and, I said, I'm not hitting on you. I don't want to take you home. I don't want anything from you except the fucking compliment, like people just don't know how. You say, you look great, but it's actually true. You could see someone from this by just even a hand touch on the shoulder. Hey, even touch. People like just want to be like felt and seen. And that's what you do, Ellen. And that's what, and with that, you have created some beautiful jewelry. So getting through all this, kind of wanted to incorporate, and also being, if you don't want to talk about too, some things that you just found out and what has helped you with that. I think her jewelry is a big inspiration and kind of want to touch on that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I started learning about paint pouring and fell in love with it. I started watching YouTube videos to get all the different techniques. And I hadn't really allowed myself to dive into that artistic side of myself because all my energy was reserved for everything and everybody else. So when I finally did, I found that I absolutely loved it and that I have a good eye for it. And I started creating what I call neck zen. And the reason that it's called neck zen is it is a great meditation tool. There are several things that you want to do that bring out the five senses to be able to get through any type of anxiety attack. And I am telling you this from a space of somebody that had a few anxiety attacks that were so severe I ended in the hospital. Okay. Wow. They would take me days to get over. I would be in bed for 5 days crying and alone, but I didn't want to talk to anybody and I didn't want anybody to see me like that because I was so weak. I wasn't weak. I was processing.
Yes.
These I started making for fun, and then I had them next to my bed, and I would lose myself in the colors and the lines and the shapes, and I could touch the glass that was smooth or the back that had a texture. And that was two of my senses being used right there. So then, I have my roll-ons so that I have my scent and I have my music. And you can fill your five senses to be able to pull yourself out of that anxiety attack. But like anything, it takes practice.
Yeah.
So when you have your tools handy and available to you at all times, like around your neck, this is my dream zen. My husband and I want to travel the world in an RV.
And she's going to come visit me in that RV.
Yes. Yes. And now every time that I'm having a hard day, I can take a look at it and say, this is why I'm doing everything that I'm doing.
Yes.
This is why I'm getting out of bed every day. This is why I went for a walk this morning.
What?
I went for another walk this morning. I did.
Walking it out. Yes, she did. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, Ellen.
It was amazing.
I'm so proud of you. She truly is an inspiration. The way that she shows up for herself and for everybody is truly magical, and just so grateful that the world gets to know you. And I'm so glad that you are on here today to be able to share these incredible stories. So if someone wants to get this jewelry or how can they get that? Everybody needs a little Ellen on them.
Yes, absolutely. Right now, the best way to reach me is with my email that's on the screen right now. I'm working on getting my website back and things like that. But just send me an email, put in the comments section, Elana. And if you want to order any of the neck zen, I can either do a demonstration or a one-on-one. And if you say that you were here for your health vibes with Elana, I'll give you a buy one, get one half off.
Yes, look at that. I love it. So I think everybody needs a piece of Ellen on them, and she's just magical. So we got to close up soon. Do you want to leave us with any stories? I know we kind of talked, the coyote thing. Do you want to talk about, any special little tidbits that you can give someone when they are feeling anxious and they are, oh, Joe has one. Yes, she does.
Yes.
Go,
Yes.
Joe. I would love for you to close out maybe with a final story or a final thought that you really, your heart is feeling compelled to share with us. I mean, and everybody, Ellen will be back on because her and I can talk for hours and we'd be on here forever. Yes. So if you want to close with a final, I love Ellen's stories and I'm a big storyteller and I think that helps people to relate to each other. So if there's a final story that you could share with us or some advice that you want to give out.
Absolutely. What I have noticed out in the world right now is a lot of downward spirals. Mm-hmm. It's scary. Mm-hmm. Whatever you're going through, whatever the reason that you're scared and with anxiety right now, remember, yes, there's spirals down, but there's spirals up as well. Mm-hmm. I'll try to make the story super fast.
No, you don't have to be super fast. I want you to be able to share it and not feel rushed. We're not rushed, but I know I kind of say fast, but yes, please share that. And I want you to feel good with it.
Yes, absolutely. Inspiration attack is something that sounds like an attack. However, the story behind it is beautiful. Mm-hmm. I went and met with a friend for lunch, and I was working on putting together my podcast. And she gave me a microphone for that podcast. Oh, Angie, I love you. Yes, I love your neck sense too. Woo! So she gave me a microphone to get started on my podcast. And that was one of the first things that made me feel like I could actually do a podcast. It was an amazing visit that I had with this woman that I hadn't seen in like 5 years. And on the way home, I all of a sudden just started tingling. My whole body was just vibrating and it felt like an anxiety attack, but it was positive and I couldn't figure it out. And my most powerful song in the entire world is Tom Petty, Won't Back Down. That is my power song. I listen to it every time I feel like I can't go. That song came on. It was like 11:11 in the morning. The mileage on the car went to 888. The battery was 5.5. So if you know numbers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Everything was aligning. And I had to pull my car into a neighborhood and stop for a minute. Ooh. And I'm taking my deep breaths and I'm doing the things that I know I need to do for an anxiety attack. And in my brain, I'm going, I don't understand. Why am I having an anxiety attack? I'm happy. And this little voice in my head screams, it's not an anxiety attack. It's an inspiration attack.
Ooh, look at those chills that you gave me.
And so,
yes, Ellen.
From that came a published book that you can get on Amazon.
Yes, you can.
Are you grateful? Because gratitude will get you anywhere you want to get in your life. And this gets you journaling and it gets you thinking about the good things in your life so you can bring more good things into your life.
Yes.
So my advice to anybody is go out and find just one thing right now. One thing that makes you happy and have it on you, whether it's on a necklace. Reach out to me. I can put your dream in a necklace. You can wear it around your neck. I would love to do that for you. It can be buying a Zen that just reminds you every day, oh, I have a little Ellen energy and I can get through today because she got through her. Or something that you made, something that you have, something that you bought at a craft share fair 10 years ago from one of your good friends.
Glasses that I got from Chris Dyer. Thank you, Chris Dyer.
Yes. goofy glasses, whatever it is. Who cares? I am wearing hot pink socks with gold Crocs that have glitter in them right now.
You are. I love it.
Too.
You
Go
do
find
you.
your goofy. Go find your happiness. Email me if you can't find it, because I can't guarantee, but I'm pretty damn sure I will find your happiness for you.
Yes, she will. Let's see if we get some fireworks for that. Yeah.
Oh, Elena, I love you so much. I love your energy so much, and I appreciate your positive messages in every single day that you go out there and just change lives for people. You are truly an inspiration, and I love you so much. Thank you.
No, thank you. I just wanted to thank Ellen once again so much for being here, the way that she showed up, I love our calls every day that we get. I love the connection, and I love that we get to go on this journey together. So thank you for seeing me and honor me. And everybody needs an Ellen in their pocket. Yes, they do. What? So everybody reach out to her inspirationattackco@gmail.com. And I am Elena you can reach me at ef11ca@gmail.com. And my website is yourhealthvibes.com. And we are here today, and you can join me bi-weekly, 12 p.m. Eastern and 9 a.m. Pacific time, to begin raising your vibrations, heart, body, mind, and soul today. We are with New Streaming Network, home of Going Solo, Going Bold, WGSN-DB, Going Solo Network Radio. And once again, I'm Elena with Your Health Vibes with Elena. Thank you for being here. And everybody, please reach out to my soul sister, Ellen. All right, everybody. My advice today, pick your favorite song in honor of Ellen and I, and you can share it on one of our pages and go around and dance naked if you want, because I love to do that. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And we will see you again soon. And you will see Ellen again here very soon as well. Thank you again. Love you all. Bye for now.